What is up, freaks and geeks? Welcome back at Aedifex, and we've got a couple new things going on here. I got a different angle that I've got to get used to. We are here for the OCD Decks Challenge. I've got a new layout. I've got a new event list up top. I've got a little pop-up that you just saw, and a different camera angle. We've got the 3DS ready to go. We're about to jump into some Pokemon. Just wanted to make a few announcements and stuff before we get started. We've got the new layouts. We've got the schedule that we initially made that we need to stick to. So Mondays at 6 is going to be Pokemon. Tuesdays at 3 is going to be a adventure game, which is going to be Breath of the Wild. We're going to start Breath of the Wild tomorrow. I'm really excited for that. And then Wednesdays we're off. Thursdays at 3 is more Pokemon, I think is what we decided. And then Friday's off. Saturday is Breath of the Wild, and then some Overwatch afterwards, most likely. Check it down below in the panels, and the intro looks so much better in person. Oh my gosh, right? It looks really good. I'm really proud of it. What is up, my man? What is up, Poet? Welcome back to the stream. We are about to jump into some Pokemon here. I was just kind of showing off everything that we've got going. Let's just go ahead and get into it. We've got new graphics, we've got a new camera angle, clean things up a little bit. So let's go ahead and switch scenes. We're going to jump on over to the capture card. And here we are. So we've got, last time we left off, we caught a Feebas, and we need to evolve a bunch of Pokemon. So everything is updated here. The layout itself is a lot different. So let's see. We totally didn't get ourselves a Mudkip. Totally forgot about that. But there's a bunch of Pokemon that we've got in the party that we can evolve. Not the party, in the boxes that we can evolve. So let's just go ahead and do that. Let's see who we got. We can start with the bugs, because that's going to be the easiest evolutions. Low levels, very fast. Let's see. Let's put everybody in our party up, except you can fly. You're pretty good coverage. I see you have an actual 3DS. Does it have a micro USB slot, or how does that work? I want to try and get stuff like this going. Yes, it is a modded 3DS. It has a micro USB. It sends video to a software called New 3DS Capture. And it's from Katsukitty, which unfortunately doesn't exist anymore because in Japan it's illegal to mod your systems. So they've been shut down, but there's still a couple people that will do it, and there's a lot of people that are selling their old capture boards since they don't make them anymore, because a lot of people had multiples and would shiny hunt on multiple DSs at the same time. So I was lucky enough to buy mine from somebody, which was very high risk, high reward. You know, a good chance that, you know, I could have got ripped off, but luckily everything worked out. So we're gonna go ahead and grab our Poochyena and our 3 Silcoons. We're going to work on evolutions. So Silcoon evolves into Beautifly at level 10. These guys are all level 6. That's our Ling and our, whoa, too far, and our gender variants. And then our Poochyena evolves into Mightyena at level 18. So we're having Sceptile lead, and then we have got Latios just to fly. So let's see. Let's actually rearrange a couple things real quick. We're going to move everything so we have somewhere to put them once we evolve them. I'm jealous. I mean, it was a pretty penny. I'm not going to lie. It was, took a bunch of streaming and saving. So, but there's still plenty of people selling them out there. It's not too hard to get a hold of them. You just got to be careful and make sure you're getting them from somebody reliable and not just a random person you met on the internet. I jailbroke my 2DS to try and do that, and that way it didn't work. I have a 2DS XL that is homebrewed so that I could do wireless streaming. It's garbage. Like, I have really good internet. I have 1,000 up and 1,000 down, and so like gigabit internet, and it just didn't work. It looked like crap. So I just saved up and bought this. So now it looks exactly like it does off the 3DS. Think you'll make it 500 a day? It's a very strong possibility. We're already at 478. What do we need? 22 Pokemon? I think we can hit 500. I try to do wireless and it gives me errors like you can't connect. See, mine would connect, but it just it lagged so bad. It looked like garbage. Oh, we need someone to surf. Okay, just kidding. We're not gonna do that. Let's go somewhere we don't need to surf at. I'll go outside Fort Tree. Yeah, wireless streaming, I tried that for a little bit with Crystal and it looked so bad. Okay, so we'll go up to the route next to us here. We only need to get to level 18 and to level 10, so. Have you seen Crystal's graphics? True. See, imagine that. Crystal's graphics are not that amazing, and it still looked bad. That's impressive. All right, let's get in here and train. We've got XP share on. Oh, we're gonna get a horde of Merrills. That's adorable and sad. Okay, let's see. Leaf Storm. We're just gonna go for this guy. Oh, and it avoids it. Of course it does. And they're all just gonna poke me to death. He's gonna bubble for 1 whole damage. And another whole damage. Okay, so Leaf Storm's not going so well. Dual Chop. That one in the middle. What? They're Water Fairy now, that's right. Bubble Beam. Does a whole 1 damage. About as much damage as a bubble would do in real life, right? Just slightly annoying if you got hit by hundreds of them. Septile Mist. Flex Seal Commercial. That's a lot of damage. There, let's hit something. It's not very effective. They're level 13. It doesn't need to be effective. Luciana grew to level 3, level 4. Was this really worth it? No, it's not. We went up 2 levels. Hordes can be dangerous when they debuff your defenses or buff their attack. True. Especially when you click the wrong thing. Okay, good. It moves over. Yeah, they can be very frustrating. Silkern grew to 7. All 3 of them are going to. Yeah, imagine if all 5 of them used rollout. That would be dangerous. Oh, it's happening. Just kidding. It's a good thing they're lower levels. You. It also would have been nicer to have an attack like Razor Leaf or something that got coverage. I think just one-shot them all. Did not think about that. At least with the jailbreak, I'd have to spend money to get black and white to get my Pearl Pokemon to Omega Ruby. That's true. We'll just get through this horde and then we may actually fly back up to Victory Road and get our Wailord out and put Latias in the box. Since we're going to be there, we won't need to fly around. We'll get much better XP out there. Imagine if they all use Sand Attack. I would just run. That is not something I would want to stick around for. Everybody use Sand Attack and Double Team. It's just nope. But then one of them just traps, like, what if it was a horde of Diglets and they all had Arena Trap and they just spammed you with Sand Attack? You couldn't do anything. All right, we're gonna fly over to Victory Road and then we'll swap out for Wailord so we can surf. Yeah. just congratulations, you don't get to play anymore. All right, let's swap out our Latias for our Waylord so we can surf into the cave and get some better XP. We're gonna organize. And we'll swap. Cool. All right, so this will let us get into Victory Road. If I could walk in a straight line. We're not messing with any more of those hordes. There's still going to be hordes in here, but we're just trying to level up all our evolution Pokemon. So we're at 478. Our goal, Mal said 500. I think we could do 500. Let's actually update what we're looking for. We're trying to evolve a Poochyena. So we've got a Mightyena. And then we're trying to evolve our Silcoons. So that's Beautyfly. We have 3 Silcoons. Silcoon does have gender variants, male and female. And then the living deck. So we've got a Mightyena here and a Beautyfly. So that's what we're working on. Is just today's gonna be very grindy. Let's see that, and I got people that like to pay me for generating Pokemon, and I can also clear out an entire box of Mons in a second rather than what feels like an hour. True. And a lot of people will do jailbreaking and stuff like that for draft leagues. Draft leagues, it's a lot easier to generate Pokemon for everybody than everybody breed it, but it's personal preference. I like, you know, again, a big part of me doing this challenge is I like to do everything legit. So and then they only do 1 damage attack. See you tomorrow when the battle slowly comes to an end. I don't know. At that point, I might just reset, to be honest. All right, so that's going to knock him out. Yeah, I do all my Mons legit. Yeah, that's actually part of why I started doing the LCD Dex challenges. I came up with the idea for the challenge, you know, to catch everything in their native regions, no trades. Like, if you can catch an evolution in the wild, you have to do it. A whole bunch of stuff. And then I was like, you know, PK Hex is a thing. People can make Pokemon. And it'd be one thing to do it and be like, yeah, I got all the Pokemon like that you could possibly get. Be like, cool, yeah, you can hack those in. So I'm catching and evolving and doing everything on screen so that I have not just a living Dex, but a living shiny Dex. An OCD Dex. Thank you, Mal, for the link. Send the challenge to A Drive. I've tagged him in a couple things actually, so I don't know if he's seen it or not. See if he'd do it. That'd be awesome. By the way, I'm the most lucky and unlucky person at the same time. What happened? All right, so that's our first Beautyfly. So here's number 2. That's gonna be our gender variants are starting now. And then we've got 1 more. So we ran in the cave, fought 1 Pokemon, evolved 3. So that's a pretty good trade. I learned Gust. I had the very first encounter of a Pokemon I didn't meet before, and it was shiny. I literally didn't even see a single default one before. That is amazing. What'd you get? Just 1 problem. Oh no. Is it in the training where you can't actually catch it? It was an Abra. No. That is the worst. See, my fear is getting like shiny Gravelers and stuff like that, and you first encounter, you know, and then it just explodes or self-destructs and it's like, nah, I'm out of here. But Abra, that's bad too. You got 1 shot. All I know is my nephew ran into a shiny in my game and he killed it, so my chest so I chested myself in an Aeron. Yeah, failing shinies is very sad. Oh, all right, so we're gonna get another Lairon. Which we can just I was gonna say dual chop, but we have Brick Break. We don't need dual chop. So I'm guessing he got away, or are you just trying to figure out what to do with the Abra now? Alright, so that gets you to level 10. Oof, Abras are the worst shinies. At least with Graveler, you have multiple chances at it if you're lucky. Yeah, if you don't do too much damage, they won't explode for the most part. Let's see. Let's actually update everything real quick. Now I found a glitch that duplicates items in my bag. Takes forever to make one Master Ball 2. And a shiny Abra appears out of nowhere. Literally what happened to me. Let's see. So we got our 3 beauty flies. So our latest capture is going to change from a Feebas. We are doing gender variants. If the Pokemon does have a difference based on if it's male or female, then we are going to catch it. So that is our latest capture, and that actually adds 3 Pokemon to the count because we got our living dex and our 2 gender variants. So that's going to get us up to 481. I'd cry. BRB. No problem. I'll see you in a minute. All right, so that's going to get us to... Poochyena is at what level? Level 10. Okay, Poochyena evolves in Mightyena, level 18. So we still got a little bit to go on the Poochyena, but we got our 3 beauty flies, so we're going to trade those out for our Cascoons and get our Dustox, because Dustox also has gender variants. It's hard to look at you guys and not walk into a door. Jeez, Travis, walk in a straight line. I swear to God, I'm not drunk. I swear to drunk, I'm not. I can't even tell my own joke. All right, so let's go to organize. We're going to put the new beauty flies in the bank transfer box. So that's going to be our living dex, and then our gender variants we're going to put on the bottom just so we separate them. Got a male and a female. Man, at this rate you'll get 500 in half an hour or at least. That'd be nice. Let's see, I'm trying to do the easier evolutions first. So oh, it's not gonna let me do that. Okay, rude. So we'll put our Cascoons in because those will be easy evolutions. We just need to get them level 10. And that's going to count as 3. So we can change the beauty fly into Dustox. Okay. All right, so yeah, that's gonna be 6 Pokemon off the bat once we evolve these. So we're 19 away now, and try to hit 500. Let's get on out here. So there's, let's see, we caught 3, so that means we have 91 Pokemon left in Hoenn, and 52 of those 91 Pokemon are all evolutions. So that's where we're going to be grinding out the next couple of Pokemon streams, is going to be working on all the evolution specific ones. So then we can play through the story and get ourselves a Deoxys and all that. Deoxys is going to be a pain because it's different forms, and with the OCD Dex challenge being catching all of the possible obtainable Pokemon, we are going to need all of the forms. So, okay, so that's not as strong as it should have been. Acrobatics. Actually, that's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot. Does not feel good. We'll do another dual chop. That'll take care of it. Definitely should have healed when we got those bugs out, but they should be getting a pretty good level boost here. All unknown forms will be a pain. We actually caught A through Z in Crystal. What's going to be a pain is the shinies of all the letters, let me tell you that. Because not only am I catching every possible obtainable Pokemon, I'm catching their shiny forms too. So that's why it's the OCD Dex challenge. It's not just a living dex or a variation on a living dex. It is literally any possible Pokemon you can catch, minus Spinda, we're going to get. That's why that number is so huge. All right, so we got another...
Thank you for following.
Oh, you guys get to meet Professor. We've got new alerts going on today. Thank you very much for the follow. Professor is our alert bot now. He is adorable. He reads out the alerts. I think we also need 2 Meloettas, 2 Giratinas, 2 Keldeos, 2 of either Genie, 4 cast forms, a whole lot more. Yes and no. Meloetta does not change. Oh, we lost Sceptile. That sucks. Meloetta's form does not keep in the box. Neither does Giratina's. Actually, Giratina, Keldeo, and cast form do not stay in the boxes. So we're not doing those. The genies, we will be doing multiple genies. Actually, if you put !collection in the chat, that'll show you everything that I've got so far and everything that we need. Basically, if it changes form and it reverts back to the original form in the box, we're not counting it because there's no way to store that form. Yes, I'm that nerd. There's a Google link to it, a Google Doc. All right, so we're gonna get our 3 dust docks here. So we've got our living decks, and then we've got our 2 gender variants. And what level do we get Pucciana up to? It's definitely not 18. He would have evolved first. But alternate forms like Lycanroc, there's 3 Lycanrocs, but it keeps the same number. Minior has different colors, and they keep their colors. But there's only 1 shiny Minior, so that makes the count a little bit different. We have different forms like Deoxys forms. Those will stay in the boxes. Let's see. Gender variants. There's 96 pairs of Pokemon, so 198 total. The math doesn't add up, but no, that's right. The number's different because Eevee. With Let's Go, Eevee got a gender variant as well. The tips of its tail are different if it's a male or a female. So there's a good chunk of Pokemon that differ, but depending on if they're male or female. We were originally doing Mega Evolutions, but it seemed counterproductive since we were doing Pokemon like Cast Form reverts back to regular Cast Form in the box. Mega Evolutions were in battle only, so we cut those out. So that's gonna be our 3 Dustox right there. Hold up, do we need all different Spinda spots? No, we're not that ridiculous. That number would be in the millions. Because if we were doing that and the shinies, there'd be no way to keep track of them. So we're doing every possible obtainable Pokemon minus Spinda. So that's kind of our little tagline. All right, so we're gonna go back. We need to revive our Sceptile. Do you wanna help me with this? What's up? Let's get back to the center. We'll update our counts once we heal up. It's like 4 billion variants, yeah, something along those lines. It's billions or millions. Either way, way too many zeros, and it'd be ridiculous to try to keep track of all those, and it'd be expensive to legally store them all. Spindas alone, even without shinies, would be a lifetime project, right? Okay, so while they heal, let's update our counts here. Our latest capture is going to change into a Dustox. So we actually got 3 of those because it does have gender variants. So our latest capture is that. You can turn that off, and our count is going to go up by another 3. So that's going to go up to 484. So we'll get in the box here. Thank you for the heals. Always thank your healers, kids. It's hard work. All right, so we got Dustox, our living Dustox, and then our gender variants are going to go down here. That's the good thing about the bugs, is they level up very easily. All right, so we've got Pucciana's at level 12. We need to get to level 18 to evolve. Let's see what are some of our lower level evolutions. We could just start doing them in order. Probably be the most efficient. Yeah, let's do that. Oops. All right, so we've got the entire Torchic line has gender variants as well. So we're gonna work on, we'll go to Blaziken first. That way it'll be easier the second time around for Combuskin. So our latest, currently hunting, gonna be looking for Blazikens. Spinda spots are based on its personality value, a 32-bit number, a simplistic model that would put the odds at 1 in 4,294,967,295. That is ridiculous, and multiply that by 2 for shinies. No, we're not doing it. Just keeping track of that alone would be such a task. I saw a Spinda that literally had a male thing in its face. That's hilarious. You see, what had happened was Hariyama. All right, let's see. Let's just turn into a Christmas tree because we can. Meaning you would need 1,431,656 Pokeballs, Pokebanks for all the non-shade. Oh, and they're $5 a pop. I don't have that kind of money or time. We're not doing that. What does he want to learn? Odor Sleuth. Let's learn that. It's a decent move to have. Let's give it a howl. Yeah, Spindas are not happening. We'll catch a Spinda and a shiny Spinda. That's it. That can be a project for once we catch everything, but we're about to have Sword and Shield in November, so we're gonna be busy after that. See, that's the thing that's gonna be fun and a little confusing, is seeing how many new Pokemon they add, how many, if they have variations, like alternate forms, if they have gender variants, all that. Finding out all that information so that our OCD Dex is correct is going to be a chore all on its own. So let's get our Torchics up to level 9, I think is where they stopped. Yeah. It's roughly $7.2 million for all of those Pokebanks per year, by the way. That's not happening. All right, that got them all to level 9. There we go. We need a Spinda with a star pattern matching your channel avatar. That'd be pretty awesome. I wonder if anyone has taken the time to make like a chart of all the different Spindas and see if there is one out there. Because then we can hunt a specific one. That'd be fun. Trying to catch them all would not be fun. All right. You're Ghost Dark, so Brick Break's not going to do anything, so we'll just dual chop. Almost enough. Power Gem. Not really doing anything, but okay. Sucks that you cannot transfer every Pokemon to Sword and Shield. My friend has a cool one with an almost symmetric X through its face. That's really cool. Yeah, see, I am a little upset that you can't transfer everything, but at the same time, you know, I definitely see them fixing that in the long run, whether it be a patch or another game. Most likely another game, to be honest. I can see them doing like a third title. I didn't want to learn Sand Attack. Okay, good. Most likely like a third title, like a Platinum or something like that. Or a spin-off, you know. It's become very memey to say it, but Diamond and Pearl remakes are going to happen. I think maybe with those, they'll add in the rest of the missing Pokemon. I think their plan, though, is to make it so that Pokemon Home is its own standalone thing, so that you can store all your Pokemon in one place, and then you catch the region-specific Pokemon in the games. But one of the biggest things, you know, my reasoning for it, you know, I don't work there. I don't know what's going on. But one of the reasons I personally think that they decided to go that route is so that they didn't have to delay the game. Because a lot of people are getting bent out of shape being like, well, the animations and the models are pretty close to what they were in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And I agree. But we have overworld Pokemon now. In the wild area, at least. We don't know if it's the whole game or if it's just that area. But like they're walking around, they're running towards you. In the trailers, which was the gameplay trailers, I don't know if that's 100% legit or not, there was a Melodic and Mantine and a Mantike jumping in and out of the water. That's some animation work right there. Like that's going to take some work. And I know they're a big company as far as like profits, but they're still not that big as far as people, you know? And the biggest thing is if they push back the game to fit everything in there, that doesn't just delay the game, that delays the anime, the cards, the figures. Nintendo owns everything that comes out of Pokemon, so delaying the game to put everything in there would cost them a lot of money. More money than pissing people off to the fact that they're not going to buy it immediately. So I get it. I don't necessarily agree with it 100%, but it makes sense. Oh, don't hold on. Okay, good. Poochie is at 15. We're getting close. That gets our Torchics to probably just 13. Yeah, that's fine. And if you guys know of a better place to grind than Victory Road, please let me know. Yeah, it seems like the animations for older Gen Pokemon and previous 3D games were just copied from Gen 6. Yeah, no, the actual battle sprites and everything like that definitely are the same, maybe just cleaned up a little bit. It's the overworld sprites that are taking them some time. Especially if they're shooting for a holiday release for the game. Yeah, they've already set the release date, and that's kind of what they've set. And like I said, they've got, ooh, that's a weird looking animation. Shane, hey, what's up, buddy? They've already got a stake in everything. You know, they've got the anime, the cards, everything is based off of the game. Everything's made to sell the game. So if the game gets delayed, then all those products get delayed, and there goes everyone's money. Waiting for a ride home. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. We'll just break. Were you mid today? That's really weird. You usually close. Gets us to 14. We'll learn pack. We'll replace scratch. Love the new setup. Thank you. I'm really excited that I was able to get it out on time, because my goal was to start everything on Monday. So here we are, Pokemonday. And then I've got my schedule that I've been talking about is all set up, so that we're gonna do so much purple. It's my colors, man. Blue and purple. And yes, we're gonna forget a move. We're gonna get rid of scratch to learn peck. I can never understand the TCG. I mean, I understand Magic the Gathering more than I understand the Pokemon trading card game. I feel the same though. Like, I feel like it's not as complicated as I make it, but I tried playing it. I didn't really understand it. Like, I played a lot of Magic. Like, I have, you know, a lot of years of Magic. I forgot how to talk for some reason. I did Friday Night Magic for like a solid 2 years every week. And like, I could play that game, but the Pokemon card game was just weird. I don't think that it's difficult. I think it just has some very strange mechanics that are supposed to make it overly simplistic. And then like, people who play games like Magic try to overthink it when it's not meant to be played that way. We need to bring someone in different. Sceptile's not doing that good against everybody here. Yeah, I got a couple $100 worth of cards because of you. It's cardboard crack, man. I'm telling you. Quick break. Oh, that's probably not gonna be enough because he's fighting Psychic. Oh, I'll do it. $16. We're gonna learn Roar. That just scares him out. Yeah. Get rid of Sand Attack for Roar. So level 15, are we getting, no, just 15. Okay, no Combustions yet. And our Poochyena just leveled up. That got us to 16. Okay. Let's take a look. 632 to the next level. I mean, I barely know Magic since I just started. I never played a match in so long. And saying I know more than the Pokemon TCG is really saying something, right? Magic is really fun. I would definitely recommend it. But like, as you can tell, trying to catch every single Pokemon out there, I am a big Pokemon fan, but I just never could get into the card game. It just always felt off. Every time I attempted to learn anything about it, it was like, what? Okay, scared that away. I was like, what is this? Sneak. There we go. Hello. Okay, rude. We're sneaking too slow. Okay then. So for leveling, you can re-challenge the Elite Four from massive XP. Mirage bots with Arduino are also apparently really good. I'd say for convenience sake, you're probably in the best spot. Okay. Yeah, if we were only working on like 2 or 3 Pokemon, I would definitely do the Elite Four. But we're working on 50 something Pokemon, so it is going to be very grindy. And I think in between this stream and the next stream, I'll kind of work on this. Basically what I've done before. When we're getting in the real grindy stuff, I'll work on leveling them up some off screen. I won't ever evolve anything that we need. I'll get it like a level before so we can get it on screen. But that way we're not grinding out, you know, 10 to 15 levels per Pokemon. It's just 2 or 3. Yeah, having Sceptile solo the 4 would be a poor idea. Yeah, he'd probably get through like 1 or 2. All right, so we got our Combustions. We want to learn double kick? Sure. Oh, this is when firefighting was a thing and it was almost cool. We'll get rid of Growl. Just go all offensive. Learn double kick. Very nice. Gotta do this twice. Torchic's evolving. No way. All right, so we got our Combustions, which we're just going to keep grinding out so that we can get our Blazikins and get that over with. Because that's 36, it's 20 more levels. Leave firefighting alone. I like firefighting, actually. Just a hot take here real quick. I'm just annoyed that they did it, what, 3 times in a row? But then we got Fennekin, which is really cool. Fire Psychic. That was a cool type. Cool typing. I speak English, I swear. Going on 4. Yeah, he's starting to feel like it. And people are like, oh, but he learns double kick. He's going to be fighting. Pikachu learns double kick now. Pikachu's not electric fighting unless you play Pokken. Lucha Libre Pikachu. Electric fighting. Wants to learn double kick. Yep. He had a fighting type move in the trailer. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had double kick. But he's a bunny and he has feet. Pikachu learns double kick. But he's not a fighting type. That could, you know, it's one of 2 things. Either they're trolling us and doing it again, or they're trolling us and it's not going to be firefighting and they gave him double kick to piss people off. I could see either one happening. Pika's always a fighting type in Smash. You know what? Fair enough. We'd probably have better luck with Aggron instead of Sceptile. We'll switch them out. Because Sceptile's, I've built him more for hunting Pokemon, not soloing Pokemon. My favorite is the Wrestler Cat is a dark type, not fighting. Right? That was them. They bailed at the last minute when everyone was like, we do not want another firefighting. And they're like, about that. Pay no attention to his special move or anything like that. His signature move is literally a wrestler body slam. Like he jumps off of the bars and body slams you. Or his Z move. His signature move, the Darkest Lariat, is what it was. He just T-poses and tornadoes at you. Alright, let's heal up. We're going to switch out our Aggron, actually, for Sceptile. He's better typing for all the Pokemon that are in here. But I don't understand why they made that choice, though. Full-on Zangief Pokemon. Oh, well, that's going to have to be shiny. Totally just forgot his name. Wow. Incineroar. Shiny Incineroar is going to be nicknamed Zangief. Okay, let's go back. Let's try that. And they put him in Smash like he wasn't a fighter. He's Fire Dark, guys. get back in here. We've got Aggron instead of Sceptile now. Got a little bit better type advantage on everything in here. We'll see how that goes. Poochyena is at level 17 with 751 XP to go. So we're just gonna run in circles. Something's showing up, probably in the water. Yep. Not messing with that. So we got a Lyron. So yeah, it's probably going to be in our best interest for me to keep grinding off stream whenever we do finish. Just because a lot of these Pokemon, I'm looking at, I have my notes over here. The starters are 16 and 17. Surdy is going to hold on. And he's going to miss. Played yourself, kid. And he avoided the attack. I'm going to miss. A whole 7 damage. We've got 22, 40, 42, 30, 50, 23. Yeah. It's going to be some work. I mean, I'm happy with it. Decidueye probably would fit too well into Smash, cool as he is. Plus, it's awesome that they gave him a straight grappler archetype. Wouldn't. Oh, Decidueye wouldn't. No. He's really cool in Pokken, but I don't think it would have fit in Smash. But still, the fact that they're like, yeah, guys, he's totally not a fighting type. Hang on. We got our Beauty Flies. I can mark that off. We got our Dustox. And we're about to get our Mightyena. So we started off strong with those bug Pokemon, and then everything else is going to be pretty high level to evolve. We got the 30s and the 40s for most of them. Medicham. We'll just Earthquake. That takes care of that. Here we go. We're going to get ourselves a Mightyena. What? Poochyena's evolving? Maybe? There we go. Alright, so we'll probably put our... Who do we want to put in next? Got a lot of Pokemon that we can evolve. Mightyena. Alright, so that's going to be number 7. Let's learn Snarl. We'll learn Snarl. We'll get rid of Tackle. Okay. So it gets rid of Mightyena. And our latest capture gets to change. Alright, so probably be best to go grab something else so we can start working on. Our count gets to go up though. We go up to 485. So 15 Pokemon to 500. I'm hoping we can get it. Incineroar is the first pro wrestler in Smash. True. Alright, let's see. Who do we want to work on next? We've got one free slot. No. Yes, I do want to go in that box. I want to organize boxes. Okay, so our Mightyena is now in our bank transfer box. Tailo evolves into Swellow at 22. Lombre evolves into Ludicolo with Water Stones, so we don't need to evolve those or level those up. Ralts evolves into Curlia at 20, and then Gardevoir at 30. Shrimish turns into Breloom at 23. We've got Vigoroth at 18 and Slacking at 36, so like the starters. Nincada is at 20 for Ninjask and Shedinja. Loudred will evolve into Exploud at 40. That one's at 37. That might be our next one, actually. Skitty's a Moonstone. Lyron evolves into Aggron at 42. You going Gallade and Platinum or something? Yes, because it's Gallade was introduced in Gen 4. So wherever the Pokemon was first shown or first appeared, that's where we're gonna be catching them. Gulpin evolves into Swalot at 26. Whalmer into Wailord at 40. Nimble and the Camerupt at 33. Spoinks at 32. Trapinch is 35 and 45. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work. So 32 for Cacnea. Altaria will be at 35. Feebas, we're gonna do trades for those. The Ghosts are both 37. Snorunt and the Glalie is at 42. Celio and the Walreins at 44. Clamperl's trades. And Bagon into Shelgon is at 30. So we can do one level up and have a Shelgon. And then 50 for Salamence. So let's throw you in there real quick. We just need one level on you and we've got a Shelgon. Yeah, if later evolution was introduced in a newer game, so Gallade, for example, or like Tangrowth, both in Gen 4, but a Gen 1 and a Gen 3 Pokemon, we will obtain them in Gen 4. So whatever region / game they were introduced in. All right, so let's just Earthquake again. So we need one level on the Bagon for Shelgon. And then I guess we can add him to our currently hunting screen. Shelgon's so derpy, I love it. Okay, so we'll surf over here. Our giant Wailord. Which is hilarious because Wailord knows Rock Smash. So I just imagine him just coming out of the Pokeball and landing on the rock and just absolutely destroying it. And the Pokemon comes out. What are you doing? All right, Lairon. Just Earthquake again. All right, so we need one level on our Bagon. It's gonna hang on with Sturdy. Iron Tail. Not too much. We'll Iron Head. Alright, so that is gonna knock that out. We need to check out how much XP that Bagon needs to evolve into Shelgon. Just so we have an idea. Um, 4586. Okay, so it's gonna be a minute. The Combustions are about to level up though. Has anyone done an Ash Ketchum challenge? You mean catch Pokemon and then let them go the soonest opportunity you have and never actually win? Shots fired. Or like actually using his team and never using type advantage. Play with the exact team in each regions as the anime. Actually, I haven't done that. Would you go for his final team? I mean, or just using wrong types throughout? Just get a Pikachu and that's it. But anytime you get a cool Pokemon, release it. Don't forget catching an obscene amount of Tauros. And you get your hands on a dragon, and then just let it go. Let's see. We'll Ironhead. We'll be different. There we go. It looks like the Blaziken is just casually petting the shell gun. It's like, yes, I've seen you falling for my trap. I cringe when he battles. The rest of the show is great. He does not know what he's doing. All right, so we'll rock slide. It's kind of swift, which does next to nothing, but okay. There you go. Love my metal dinosaur. Okay, he's not that great of a trainer, actually. And we get a level up. Very nice. Our Combustions go to level 20. They want to learn Flame Charge. Let's go for it. Let's get rid of Ember. He tried to release Pikachu at one point. Very early on, too. That just brings us back to the question, what happens in the box? So, like, Pokemon need to eat, right? They need to be taken care of. They're animals. And so, maybe he feels that catching Pokemon's animal abuse. But then that brings us to what happens in the box system. I always come back to this. It's a guarantee. Ash is either a really good strategist or he just really stupid for sending his Pikachu against a Rhyhorn at one point, right? And he's like, in an actual Pokemon game, you send out the Pikachu against the Rhyhorn so you can heal up your team in the back. He is very dumb and very lucky. Yes. But you store these Pokemon in the box. We're coming back to it. And do they eat? Do they sleep? What happens to them? Like some people say cryo, but you can get a Pokemon right out of the box and use it immediately. Anything that's ever brought up cryostasis is like you're going to be sick like a day afterwards at least. And you can just bring them out and they're fine. How does it work? Okay, so we're picking up something on Dexnav, probably in the water. Yeah. And a Medicham. We'll just Ironhead. Yeah, he's very dumb and he's very lucky is very true. The man has seen every legendary, like all the way to seeing Mew and Celebi, which are arguably the most rare Pokemon to exist in the universe. And you know what he did to them? That was it. He just, oh. I do like the fan theories out there saying that in the first episode when he saw Ho-Oh, that's why he's always 10. Because Ho-Oh was the wish granter. And he just wanted to be a Pokemon master and be able to journey around and catch all these Pokemon. So now he's forever a child. Or, you know, because it's an anime. Earthquake. We'll check on our Shelgon here in a second. Well, he's not a Shelgon yet. Let's see. He was at 45 something the last time we looked. He is at 17, 16. Okay. Probably like 3 more fights. Maybe 4. And our Combustions are at 21. They need 15 more levels. More Dexnav in the water. It's a shame. But like, going back on Ash, he's had a lot of good Pokemon and just gives up on them. Like he had a Goodra and it was just like, meh. Up we go, run around. Some more Golbats. We just rock slide on those. Should be getting our Shelgon pretty soon. It's super effective. Level 22. I think he finally started again. I think he finally started aging in like X and Y, the one with Serena and that whole romance. Ooh. Yeah, they're 10. That's gross. What is he now? 11? Now you see what had happened was one of the kids growing up watching Pokemon was finally able to work on it, and they were like, my shipping dreams will be true. I do like how the Sun and Moon anime though is like over the top anime, like super tropey, instead of like a very basic anime made to sell a video game. I don't know, it feels more fun than the other stuff that I've seen. I haven't watched it all the way through. I've only seen a couple episodes, but I did like it. Old enough to finally hit puberty, I guess. I mean, how many times has his voice changed throughout the series? Acrobatics. Oh yeah, we're slow. There's a big boy. Get rid of you. Probably one more fight. Oh, no, this one. Bagon wants to learn Scary Face. No, we're good. Here we go. What? Bagon's evolving? No way. It's gonna grow his hair out. Shelgon! It's adorable. Congratulations, your Bagon evolved into Shelgon. Alright, so let's go ahead and put you up. And let's get rid of you. And we will change you. And our account gets to go up to 486. We're getting there. We can take our Shelgon off the list wherever he went. When you use Mareep Gang or Wooloo Gang when you have Sheldon Gang. No, we are the Sheep Squad. We're gonna have a Sheep Squad and we'll have a Mareep, a Wooloo, and a Shelgon. Just day 39. They still don't know I'm not a sheep. Alright, let's refill our moves. He's just a heavy sheep, okay? Oh no. This is why you don't spam A too many times. Look at the camera angle trying to get all fancy on us. Organize boxes. Let's go to our bank transfer. Let's put up that Shelgon. So we caught 8 Pokemon today. Let's see, who do we want? Loudred evolves at 40. Dang. It's a Moonstone. Let's get a Breloom. Shroomish evolves at 23. Let's start condensing everything here. Hang on 1 second, we're gonna arrange these boxes. Come on, there you go. Okay, so we need 13. Made that more complicated than it needed to be. what I do. Okay, let's scoot those over. And everybody can go up top. All right, so let's get back into the cave. We're going to work on a Breloom now because that evolves at level 23. Oh, shiny Breloom's adorable. Regular Breloom's adorable. What am I talking about? Little mushroom dinosaur. Alright. Back in the cave we go. The grind continues. Here we go. Nothing attacks us. Run back in. And run around. It's the end of every generation that gets very grindy when we're trying to work on our evolutions and stuff. You would think at this point, once we did the prep work, I would start working on working on them off screen. For some reason, my brain just did not want to do that. Didn't really need to waste an earthquake because he's got sturdy. Iron Tail missed, that's good. Okay, so there we go. Wailord, oh, Wailord leveled up. Combustions are at level 23. They have 13 levels to go. And Shroomish is going up to, let's see, quite a bit. 9. Level 9. Okay, 4 levels. It's not bad. Although, Mal, I have seen some interesting fan theories recently. What if Wooloo evolves into a wolf? And we have the wolf in sheep's clothing. And it goes normal dark. Be pretty cool. Earthquake. Be gone. I may be a big boy, but you're a bigger boy. So you are slow. Wolfoo. Wolfoo. That's hard to say already. Let me run into a wall here. Come on. Something's in the water? Yeah. Let's just get out there and see. I have an Aggron. What am I doing? We're gonna find out. I scared it. It doesn't matter. I'm just over here like, yeah, Sceptile can handle it. Sceptile's in the box. He cannot. Alright, Metacham, we just Iron Head. It's easy enough. Shroomish is going to level 12. Mega Drain, yes, we will learn that. We'll get rid of Absorb. And learn Mega Drain. Level 13. Alright, so we're 10 levels away for our Breloom already. So, Breloom actually levels up pretty quick. Scared it. Okay. That sucks though when you're running around and something's like, hey, I'm hiding. No, just kidding. So Iron Head. So let's see. I'm glancing over here at my notes. Huntail, Gorbis, Delcatty, Ludicolo, and Milotic are all item or trait evolution. So that's going to take care of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Pokemon. So that's probably how we'll start off next stream. Let's make another big dent and go for 9 evolutions off the bat. And I'll definitely be working on this grind off screen. The last couple of days I've been working on all the graphics and everything. Getting the layout set up, getting Professor to work with everything, and completely revamping the whole stream setup. so I haven't really had time to grind off screen. Learn headbutt. Yes, we'll get rid of tackle for headbutt. Now, if we get Wooloo Evos, I just want them to get progressively more and more floofy. I've seen some memes about that. I don't know if you've seen them or not, but it's hilarious. He just gets puffier and puffier. Now, see, the real reason we're not getting all the Pokemon is because people said Dynamax Wailord, and they were like, oh no, how are we going to do that? Dynamax Wooloo. Just every fight. Ironhead. So yeah, I am interested in how it's going to work, if it's overworld Pokemon everywhere, if it's wild encounters everywhere except the wild area, how they're going to do that, and how shiny hunting is going to work. Because we did find out with Let's Go, shinies appear on screen. Like, their shiny sprites will be on the overworld, which is cool. And actually, now that we've got everything set up to capture the Switch, and we no longer did Mega Evolutions, our Kanto Dex is 100% complete, which means that we can get into Let's Go and specifically shiny hunt the entire Kanto Dex. So that's pretty exciting. That'll be kind of a fun change of pace. Start adding some shiny hunting into the mix. Shroomish gets to level 16. So we got 7 more levels for Shroomish. Oh, we got something up here. Be very quiet. Can't see through the bridge. It's a terrible place to put a DexNav Pokemon. The Medicham. It's level 40. Ironhead. And one shot. Aggron grew to level 57. Very nice. Heavy Slam. Yes, actually. Heavy Slam is a steel type move that does... The more the user outweighs the target, the greater the move's power. Let's get rid of Double Edge so we're not hurting ourselves. Double Edge is a very strong move, but Heavy Slam is going to help us more than Double Edge. We've already beaten the game, so. Alright, so we got Golbat. We're just going to Rock Slide. Acrobatics goes first, or he outspeeds us, either one. And you die. Combuskins are at level 25. We'll learn Quick Attack. We'll get rid of Peck. Priority. Man, I cannot talk tonight. Priority is always good to have. Quick Attack will just replace Peck. All 3 of them. So we're working on our Blaziken gender variants. The whole Torchic line has gender variants. So we're evolving these up into Blaziken. So we'll have 3 new Pokemon for the OCD Dex challenge. And then we're working on a Breloom, which we just hit level 16, 17? 17. So we got 11 levels left for the Shroomish. Not for the Shroomish. I was just looking at him. That's why I said that. 11 levels left for the Combuskins. And 5 levels? 6 levels for the Shroomish. We're at 17. He evolves at 23. keep running in. Yeah, so we are at the end game grind here. We're working on evolving the last of the Pokemon that we need for Hoenn. So a lot of them evolve in the 30s to the lower 40s. So yeah, in between now and next stream, I'm going to be working on these off screen. And then also this week we have Acon. Acon is Thursday through Sunday. So that might affect the stream schedule. Well, it's going to affect the stream schedule. I will probably still stream on the days that I'm supposed to, just at different times. So keep an eye on Twitter for that. I'll do some updates, and hopefully I'll get to do a video there. I know mobile streaming is not the best thing unless you have a backpack, which I do not. Those are expensive. I'm not there yet. I would love to be able to do that. But we're going to take some cameras up there and make a video and all that. Poison powder. We're going to leave that alone. So I'm pretty excited. Not only is it a really big convention and it's going to be super nerdy and super fun, but it's my first legitimate vacation from my job in almost 3 years. The only other time I've taken off was to move. So it's not really a break. Let's see. That's Heavy Slam. Let's see how this goes. Bye. Jeez, I did a lot. Combuskin gets level 26. I gets all three of them there. Oops. See, I hate that. You're running around and it just pops up and it's like, nah, I'm out. All right, Medicham, Ironhead. Very easy. And done. Cool. Gets us another 780 XP. Shermis is at 20. We got 3 levels to go. We've added 4. No, we've added 4. We've added 8 Pokemon in today's stream already. We've got our 3 Beautyflies, our 3 Dustox, a Mightyena. Question time. What kind of Pokemon, I just got distracted. What kind of Pokemon would you like to see in Sword and Shield? Remember, the region is based on the UK. So like a theme or an animal, is that what you're saying? I think since we always get some inanimate object, I'd love to see a little teacup in the style close to Litwick. It'd probably also evolve into a tea kettle. I think that'd be pretty cool. Actually, I'm a really big fan of Litwick. I'm not 100% sure if I would say it, but it'd be pretty close to Ghost being my favorite typing. I love a lot of the Ghost Pokemon. We did get a Corgi Pokemon. I was gonna make that joke. Yamper. And his little heart butt. Let's see. I don't know. I mean, we'll get some kind of small mammal for your Route 1, for your like your Rattata's and your Centrets and stuff like that. We'll get a bird. Impidimp is a horrible Pokemon name. It is. It's very strange, and he looks like an anorexic Sableye. Like he looks like something's wrong with him. I'm hoping he evolves, to be honest, because if that's just a single form Pokemon, it's not terrible. I mean, he definitely looks like a Pokemon. The name's not the greatest, but design wise, I mean, he kind of fits. He looks like something from a Dragon Quest. I could see that. I'm interested to see what kind of dragon they'll put in, because there's a dragon in every game. Obviously, they got to do something for every type. Let's see. What's Heavy Slam again? Watch Impidimp be a Sableye pre-evolution. That'd be pretty interesting, actually. Yeah, because I hope it's not the other way. I hope Sableye doesn't evolve into that. The pseudo-legendary might be a Ghost Steel type. That'd be awesome. I'd be down for that. I'd love to start seeing some new typings. Sableye has a Mega, so it cannot get an evolution. Well, they've already said that Megas aren't going to be a thing anymore, so they could easily just be like, just kidding. Because Megas and Z moves aren't coming over. How did he? Okay. Did he endure and I just missed it? We're gonna have to get out of here and restore our moves pretty soon. No, but I don't think they would have it evolve into it either way. I think he might be a pre-evolution. That's a possibility. I'd be interested in seeing more evolutions like they did in Gen 4, where they added a bunch of new evolutions. Or even new pre-evos. Actually, you know who I want? I don't even care if it goes with the region or not. I want Electiger. Electiger was one of the gold and silver beta Pokemon. He's adorable. I love him. I want it. He looks like Excalibur. I think a Pokemon based on Sherlock could be super cool. Kind of like Delibird is based on Santa. I could see that. Worry Seed, we're not going to do that. No, I want Electiger. That's who I want. Level 22. One more level to go, and we got ourselves a Breloom. Something's in the water. Cool. So we'll get our Breloom, and then we'll get out and restore our moves. Hariyama. Heavy Slam's not going to do much, because we're both big boys. Earthquake. I want that beta gold silver anchor shark Pokemon to return. That was cool. I like that design a lot. As well as that Farfetch'd evolution. See, I'd love to see new evolutions. Like a Farfetch'd evolution would be pretty cool. Because I feel like he was unfinished. A Mr. Mime evolution. Which, in my mind, I'm like, make him less creepy. Game Freak would just make him creepier. So never mind. Don't give me that. So we're going to go to the Pokemon Center. We're going to restore our moves instead of wasting items. We didn't get our Breloom, though, did we? How close are we? 638. I still want to see that Paris pre-evolution, and that Meowth pre-evolution was so adorable. The Meowsy was so cute. I liked that one a lot. We're just going to run around this entrance because we only need 638 XP. Yeah, a lot of the beta designs for Gold and Silver were actually really cool. Heavy Slam. I just keep leaving the cave. We need to evolve our Breloom. I'm like, yeah, we got to fight. Let's go heal. No. We're trying to evolve him and then go. I'd totally be down for another wave of pre-evos like we got in Gen 2. See if we combined some babies or some pre-evos from Gen 2 and some new evolutions like in Gen 4. I'd be cool with that. It's also interesting that the Spave World beta of Gold and Silver was before Red and Blue was even released. Really? I didn't know that. I totally missed, didn't I? Or I didn't click. Space World. I don't know why I knew what you meant. I just read it exactly how you wrote it. Sorry. All right, so that's going to get us to level 28. Means we're 8 levels away from getting Combustions. And Shroomish is getting to level 23, which means we're getting our evolution. Shroomish is evolving. So we're no longer looking for a Breloom. Our latest capture is going to be a Breloom. And our OCD Dex count goes up to 487. Not too bad. Wants to learn Mach Punch. Yes, we will. Let's get rid of Stun Spore. It's a decent move to have, but he is grass and fighting. I'll be honest, Chansey did not need a pre-evolution. It is still bad, only uses Toxic Stalling. See, I don't... Happiny, while it's adorable, I don't see why they did it. Some of them make sense, but a lot of them are just kind of like, here you go. Think we'll get a punk Pokemon? I mean, it's the UK, basically the origin of most punk music. Grookey Evolution. Calling it now. It's going to be a punk rock drummer. You can quote me on that. It's not going to happen. It will happen. You know what? It's going to happen. Gotta have that confidence. All right, so we got a Breloom. What are we going to work on next? Let's organize this real quick again. Because there's Pokemon that we have here that evolve with items or by trading. Just going to separate them out. These are all good to go. Whoops. The Lombres are water stones. Getting trigger happy. Nincada, we need to make sure that we have an extra spot when we do Nincada. Punk Monkey, Soccer Bunny, and a Loch Ness Monster. Not a bad starter lineup. See, that's what I'm thinking. Because what I really wanted, what would have been really cool, is if they went with a fantasy theme. And the Grookey was the druid. Score Bunny was the knight. And Sobble was a dragon. We had a water dragon starter. That would have been really cool. But I don't see that happening. I have heard plenty of rumors of the Punk Monkey, Soccer Bunny, and Loch Ness Monster, so I can see that happening. Person Dynamo, I missed your comment, sorry. I don't think if this is, I don't care if this isn't a UK animal. I can read, I swear. But I want a Thylacine Pokemon. Thylacines are also known as the Tasmanian Tiger. See, Electiger, we need him. Just saying. That would be adorable though. Tasmanian Tigers are really cute. They're really mean, but they're really cute. It's not their fault. They're just territorial and they were left alone. Okay. Tasmanian tigers are extinct. I know, it's so sad. Well, you see, kids, back in my day, they were holding on just barely, and now they're gone because people are terrible. No, it is really sad, actually. Do we have a badger Pokemon? I don't know. To the internet. Let's just stare at this blue screen. Badger. I don't think we do. I guess technically Linoon. That's what they're saying. Plus, when they open their mouths, it is super creepy because they look like a coyote unhinging its jaw. Aren't young goose and gumshoes badgers? There you go. Yep. I know they were such cool animals, and it's sad that we weren't able to keep them around. Let's run around. We didn't grab a new Pokemon. We did it dumb. I thought they were more ferret-like. No, Sentret and Ferret are supposed to be ferrets. Ferret. But Linoon for sure is definitely badgerish. And I can definitely seeing young goose and gumshoes being badgerish. Badger. Okay, so now that we made it back, we need to go back. I rearranged the boxes, but I didn't pick up a new Pokemon. No, it's really weird because you brought those up, and I can vividly remember watching the Crap Brothers. Does anybody remember them? It was before Zaboomafoo. Let's just put that in perspective. And they did a whole episode on them. So you're like, Tasmanian Tigers. And it's like, yeah, that's awesome. And you're like, they're dead. And I'm like, yeah, that's not awesome. I'm sad. Yes, the Crap Brothers. They were so cool. I'm sure they still are. I know they're not extinct, right? Please chat, don't break my heart. The Crap Brothers before Zaboomafoo, before the Crap Brothers again. They're the Crap Brothers again. I only know the Crap Brothers from the cartoon Wild Kratts. Is that the new one? They've had a few shows. Let's restore our moves, even though I think we didn't really need to, but no, they have an animated called Wild Kratts. Gotcha. Yeah, I haven't kept up with them in a while. But kids back in my day, they had a live action television show where they would go see animals. I'm not that old, am I? Let's see. Let's get a Swallow. All right, so now we're looking for our Blazikins and Swallow. Malwraith, and that's what I was talking about. Okay, cool. I probably said that at the same time. Swallow. Oh, you're gonna be flying. Okay, let's put you down here then. I forgot about Swallow's sprite. Just chilling. Indefinitely in the air. Sup FM, what's the OCD Dex challenge? It is a ridiculous challenge that I made involving catching every possible obtainable Pokemon other than Spinda. So if it has an alternate form like Lycanroc or Minior, we have to catch it. If it has a gender variant like Eevee, for example, its tails are different if it's male or female, we have to catch it. Things like that. And putting those all together and then getting the shinies of all of those gets you to 2,262 Pokemon. So we're not just doing a living Pokedex. We're not just doing a living shiny dex. We're doing the OCD Dex challenge. Kittenhawk, thank you very much for the Nightbot. I do have a video explaining the OCD Dex challenge. It is about to be updated though, because initially we included Mega Evolutions, but we are no longer doing that because they are in battle change only. They don't keep their forms in the box. And because of Pokemon like Cast Form, you put Cast Form in the box and it comes back to regular Cast Form. Those don't count, so it didn't make sense to have the Mega Evolutions count. So, holy damn, that's crazy, right? It is a ridiculous challenge, and that's why I'm doing it live. In a world where PK Hex exists and it's really easy to hack in a bunch of Pokemon, I'm gonna catch every possible obtainable Pokemon live on screen. So that's what started this ridiculous journey. and we are very close to the 500 mark already. We've been doing this for about a year. Realistically, I've been streaming for like 5 or so months. I used to stream like once a week. So if we look at the first day I streamed the OCD Dex challenge to now, yes, it has been a year. But if you look at how often I've streamed, I haven't started streaming more seriously until recently. So, but my goal right now is to catch all of the non-shiny Pokemon before Sword and Shield drop, so that we can focus on Gen 8 and shiny hunting through all the other games. So right now we are at the end of Hoenn. We're working on all of the evolutions. There's a bunch of Pokemon that cannot be caught in the wild that can only be obtained through evolution. So we're just kind of grinding and hanging out, you know, working on those evolutions. So we have completed Kanto and Johto as far as the non-shinies go. We don't have all the shinies for those yet. We are going to start Pokemon Let's Go and shiny hunt the entire Kanto Dex in there. That's going to be pretty fun. And Tailow's going to 13. Taillow evolves at 22. Yes, we do want to learn Wing Attack. Let's get rid of Focus Energy. So yeah, we are kind of in the grindy end game right now. So normally I'll start at the beginning of the game. We'll play through the story, catch everything along the way, and then do all the evolutions at the end of the game. So I am going to have to play through Omega Ruby for the version exclusives and the legendaries. Is there a guide anywhere on how to go about the whole challenge? Yes, actually. Up a couple of chats above you, Kitten Hawk did the OCD Dex command. That is a link to the YouTube video that explains everything. Like I said, the only thing that's different now is we're not doing mega evolutions, and I'm working on doing a new video for that. That should be up probably in a week or so. I've got a few days off this week. I'm probably going to record the new updated version. But the main difference is, one, I have better equipment to record, so it's not just a voiceover. But two, we're not doing mega evolutions. And one thing that I didn't mention in there is, if an evolution appears in the wild, you have to catch it in the wild unless you're using it in your team. So like, for example, Caterpie, and like Butterfree and all that. You can't just catch 3 Caterpies and evolve them all. If you can catch a Metapod in the wild, yes, it's more difficult to find a Metapod. Not the best example. They're pretty easy to find, but you're going to catch them in the wild. So that turned into a ramble, and I apologize. But the video that was linked above goes over just about everything. The biggest difference is no more megas. So, and there'll be an updated one in about a week. But yeah, no, I put out the challenge to everybody. If anybody wants to take it, I would love to see your progress. You know, if you're doing videos, if you're going to stream it, if you're just doing it on your own, let me know. I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram. If you do take the challenge, feel free to tag me or message me and show me your progress. The biggest thing is they need to be caught in their native region. So like all the Gen 3 Pokemon need to be caught in a Gen 3 game, and so on. Trades from your friends do not count. They all have to have your original trainer ID. Gen 7 seems like it will be horrible for the OCD Dex.
Thank you for following.
Sup FM, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate the support. Supporting the stream and the dream. Gen 7. Why specifically that one? That's probably something I'm overthinking and you're going to tell me and it's going to blow my mind. Also for the OCD Dex, good luck with Vivian. Oh yeah, Vivian is going to be a chore. Vivian is the only exception to the trade rule because you have to use GTS. Otherwise, you're going to have multiple DS systems from around the world. So basically, we'll have to hop on the GTS, find people that have the different ones, and see what they want and how ridiculous their trade options are, and go from there. That's honestly going to be one of the last things that we do. It seems like there's a lot of gender differences in SOS encounters. SOS encounters won't be too terrible. Because Gen 7 was actually pretty small. But gender variants, I don't know off the top of my head how many there were. Let's find out. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna tab out here. We're just gonna stare at Agron's butt for a minute. Let me get my sheet open. Let's see, Gen 7. Gen 7 doesn't have any gender variants actually. Because yes, you need a female Salandit to get Salazzle. But there's no Pokemon that are different based on male or female. The last one is Meowstic, which is Gen 6. Some of the SOS Pokemon that have to be chained, or like what's his name? What is that? He's the ghost grass anchor. He had a really weird name. Delmise, right? Pretty sure it's Delmise. He's like a 1% fishing encounter. Malba, will it be worse than getting Raikou and Entei? Oh my goodness. Raikou, once we saw him, it wasn't terrible. Entei was a chore. I should definitely clip that. As far as the OCD Dex challenge itself goes, all my streams do get uploaded to YouTube a week later, just kind of like a backlog, because I'm not partnered or anything like that. So after a certain amount of time, they will drop off on Twitch. It's just kind of a place for me to store them, as well as you guys, if you want to go back and watch the challenge. But if you don't have that much time, because that's a lot of stuff to go back and watch, I do also have the montage series, which just goes over the captures, and I believe is a Nightbot command, Mel. I think it's a montage, but that goes over the captures. That is a little bit behind right now. That's just finished. Yeah, that is just finished Kanto. It's in the beginning of Johto, which we have finished, so I'll be working on uploading some new stuff up into there pretty soon. I streamed for every day for about 2 weeks, and then I realized I wasn't touching my YouTube stuff, so I cut it back to the 4 days a week so I can work on recording and editing, so I can do a little bit of both. That way they can both grow together. So my stream schedule is down below in the what's it called, the panels, as well as the end screen when we're done. The OCD Dex challenge is the biggest part of my channel for sure, but I do play other games. We're actually starting Breath of the Wild tomorrow, which I'm really excited for. I started Breath of the Wild on my own. I absolutely loved it, and for whatever reason I put the game down and then I didn't come back to it, and I completely forgot. And then I got my Switch out, loaded it up, and had no idea where I was. And so I was like, you know what, it'd be fun to get back into this game and start over. I've got all the DLC, I've got the season pass and everything, so we're gonna start over, and we're gonna start over on stream, so it's gonna be really fun. Really excited, because I had a lot of fun with that game, and the fact that it can be different every playthrough, or that two people could play it exactly the same time and have completely different experiences, is really cool. And we're all aboard the hype train for the announcement of the sequel being worked on. It's definitely going to be some time before that's ready. Just because it's in development doesn't mean it's coming out right now, but it's happening, so. Takedown. You're going to hurt yourself, kid. Not that much. Okay. We'll just rock slide again. We'll just miss again. Ouch. It's so rude. There we go. Taylor go to level 19. 3 more levels for our Swellow. So yes, it is getting kind of grindy, but we're still getting some Pokemon, so that's good. As well as, we need 3 more levels to get our Tailo to evolve. I'm trying to say like 3 different words at the same time. It's gonna mean look. It's gonna lock us in, which is no big deal because we're just gonna one-shot you. That takes care of that problem. And should be leveling up Aggron pretty soon too. Got something in the water. All right. We also need to take a look in our bag and see if we've got items for Delcatty and for the Ludicolo. We're gonna Earthquake because that'll be some easy evolutions. If we've got those or we can buy those, it's gonna hang on with a Seismic Toss, which is just damage equal to his level. Still gonna be a pretty good chunk of damage, 40. So I wanted to stay it until we evolved the Tailo, but we might need to leave and heal. There we go. Combuskins are at level 31. They're 5 levels away. We're gonna learn Bulk Up. Let's see. Raises attack and defense. Flame Charge does 50. And builds up speed. Flame Burst does 70. We'll leave it. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna skip on that. Nope. And yes. It's the only thing about leveling up the same Pokemon so many times. It gets repetitive. Yes. Okay, there we go. So Tailo is at level 20, and I don't know why I said it like that. Tailo is at level 20. We need 2 more levels to evolve, but our Aggron has taken a pretty big beating, and we need to restore his moves. So we're going to run to the Pokemon Center, get him healed up. And then when we're there, we'll take a look at our items and see if we've got Water Stones or a Moonstone. So we'll get healed up first. Oops. We'll spam the A button. Even the camera angle is mocking us. Okay, so we'll look in the bag here. Let's see. Got a bunch of Mega Stones. Oops. I was trying to sort it. That's Y, not X. Maybe? I don't know. Shiny Stone, Firestone, Dawnstone. Okay, so no Water Stones, no Moonstones. They're not going to be in there. Okay, so we'll have to buy some Water Stones. That's fine. We also have a Pearl and some other items that we need to sell. So back in the cave we go. Our Tailo is at level 20. She needs 2 more levels to get into a Swallow. Swallow. I don't know why I said it like that. It's going to be a Swallow. And then we'll probably grab Ralts for Curlia since it's only level 20. And then we'll wrap up there for the night. Because I got to do a lot of grinding off screen in the next couple days. I gotta get everything set up for Zelda tomorrow, which I'm super hyped about. Okay, well now nothing's gonna show up just because I said that. Alright, so we got a Golbat, which we're just gonna rock slide on. $840. There we go. Level 21. We got 1 more to go. Let's learn Aerial Ace. We will definitely learn that. Let's get rid of Growl. So one more level and we'll get ourselves a Swallow. And then we'll switch into Brawlts for Curlia, because that's a lower level evolution. Let's see. Our Combuskins are at level 31. They've got 5 more levels to go. So maybe we can get them and our Curlia. That'd be a good place. Because that'll add the 3 Blazikins, the 1 Swallow, and a Curlia will be 5 more Pokemon. Oops, not our bag. This will get us to 492, which is not bad. It's another Loudred. Spam the Iron Head. Of course, when we were hunting for them, we only found level 37s. But now that we're just training, we're finding 39s. He evolves at 40, so that's a little less work that we would have to do. Sableye, we're just gonna Heavy Slam on. And this might be the XP that we need to get our Tailo to evolve. I think 1 or 2 more fights is what we said. 760, there we go. Alright, so that's going to get our little Tailo to evolve. So we can update everything. That's going to get our count to go up to 488. And our latest capture is going to be a Swallow. He looks all cool and majestic flying around in the air until you realize he's not going anywhere. So we'll go back to the Pokemon Center, we'll put him in the box, and we'll grab a new Pokemon to work on evolving. Our Combuskins are still at 31. 828, so probably 2 more fights and they'll be at 32. We're trying to get 3 Blazikins out of them, so we're getting close. And that'll add another 3 Pokemon to the count, which would be really nice. So we're going to go put our Swallows up, or Swallows, we just have one. We're going to put our Swallow up and grab Ralts, get a Curlia. Right now we are working on the end of Hoenn. There's quite a few Pokemon in Hoenn that can only be obtained through evolution. So we're grinding it out, evolving a bunch of Pokemon. Okay, we'll drop her in the box. And we'll get our first Ralts. Ralts evolves into Curlia at level 20. Combuskin evolves into Blaziken at level 36. So we need 5 levels on these guys, 17 levels on the Ralts. If we're lucky, we can get everything to line up and get everybody to evolve around close to the same time. Rearranging stuff, sorry. Skitty's a Moonstone, so we're going to put you down with the... Okay. Let's just hit all the wrong buttons. Skitty's a Moonstone, so we're going to move her over. Okay. So we're going to work on our Curlia, which is at level... Our Ralts is at level 3. It evolves into Curlia at 20. Combuskin evolves into Blaziken at 36. And right now we're at 31. It's 1 off. That's okay. Okay. So our currently hunting, we're going to be looking for a Curlia now. back in the cave we go. We're looking for, we need 17 levels on our Ralts, and we need 5 more levels on our Combustions. So we're getting close. And we're immediately attacked by something, so let's see what it is. Loud Red. We'll just heavy slam it. Bye-bye. Ralts is going to level up quite a bit off of that. Learning Confusion. And Double Team. Up to level 6 or 7. I think it said 6. So 3 levels. Not bad. Back in this wonderful cave that we love so much. I hate running past the deck snap Pokemon. By the time you see it, it's too late. And yet another Loud Red. Let's heavy slam again. Let's go into 7, 8. So 2 levels, not bad. So we need 12 levels on the Ralts and 5 levels on the Combustions. Rock Slide the Golbat. Alright, the Combustions are going to level 32, which means we need 4 more levels on them. Ralts is level 9, which means you need 11. And we did learn Teleport, which is nice. Hariyama. Alright, so I think we learned we Earthquake him. Gonna hold on and kind of barely poke us, and then we Iron Head. Well, let's go to level 10. Means she's halfway there. We got a Loud Red, which is an easy kill. Just Iron Head. Which will get us 666 XP. It's a little alarming. Disarming Voice. Yes, we will learn that. That is a fairy move. It does 40 damage. We'll get rid of Encore. We'll have to check on the Combustions and see how much they have to the next level up. And Sableye, we just heavy slam. Complete overkill, but it's funny to watch. Alright, get you knocked out and get 760 XP. Get you to level 12. 28 more levels. A Metacham, which are just Iron Head. Which I don't believe we got a level up for anybody on that. Let's check. Combustions are at level 32. Need 1,053. And Raltz is 10 experience away from leveling up to 13. That's crazy. We need to get him up to level 20 to evolve into Curlia. Maybe. There we go. All right, we Ironhead. Gonna flinch, and then Rock Slide to finish it off. Cool. $841 XP, which is definitely getting our routes to level up. And then one more fight should get our Combuskins leveled up. So we're getting closer. What's your friend code, mate? Actually, I would have to check. I don't know off the top of my head. Give me a few minutes and I will find out. All right, so we just heavy slam. Let's learn Lucky Chant. What is that? Oh. User chants an incantation towards the sky, preventing opposing Pokemon from landing critical hits. Now we're good. Keep the old moves. It's kind of cool, but we're not doing anything competitive. No worries, thanks. Yeah, no problem. Can I check it from here? That's my Pokedex. Yeah, I'll have to do it from the main menu. I'll do it at the end of the chat. I'll put it at the end screen. Sword or Shield, which do you prefer? As far as just the legendaries, because they really haven't shown us too much what the difference is yet. I slightly like the Shield Doggo better. Sword Dog just makes me think of Dark Souls. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no, I just, if I go back out of here, it's gonna be a pain. So, yeah, we're getting our Curlia, and then depending on how far these Combuskins are, 3,000. Yeah, I think we're just getting Curlia, and then we'll wrap up for the night. So, got Loudred. We just Ironhead on. I'm actually surprised at how similar the legendaries looked. Like the legendaries as like have always been kind of contrasting. Like I get the sword and shield elements are obviously the opposite, but they look like the same dog. It's like they took the same model and then gave them a sword and a shield. I don't absolutely hate them or anything. It's just compared to like Groudon and Kyogre, since we're in Gen 3, for example, or Xerneas and Yveltal. Like, they're so completely different in contrasting in theme that it was kind of weird that they're just the same dog for the most part. And then actually, Mal, if you can remind me after tonight's stream, I can add the friend code to a Nightbot command. That way I don't have to keep trying to remember it. Okay, but Latios and Latias. True, but they aren't the box legendaries. I do agree with that. They're literally just opposite colors. And again, I'm not hating on them. I just thought it was weird because usually the box legendaries are drastically different. I like them. How are we looking on levels? 15 and 1900 to be 2 levels away. Do you want more mega evolutions? I think that would be cool, but they basically did everything but say that mega evolution is dead. I'm pretty sure Dynamaxing is going to replace Z moves and mega evolutions, just because every Pokemon can Dynamax and it's only 3 turns. So it is a little cheesy in the animation itself. It's kind of cool, but it is very gimmicky. But at the same time, it kind of balances as far as competitive is concerned. Instead of having some Pokemon that can Mega Evolve, or certain Pokemon that have really good Z moves, it kind of balances that edge, because yes, they get bigger and yes, they get stronger, but only for 3 turns. So you have to be very careful on when you choose to do so, in a competitive sense anyway. As far as in the game, I'm pretty sure you can just click Dynamax and win. Again, I haven't played it, so I have no idea how difficult the AI are going to be or anything, but if it's anything like Sun and Moon, I loved Sun and Moon. The story was great, but it was very easy. Screech, okay. But to actually answer your question, and I apologize, I would love to see more mega evolutions. I really enjoyed the mega evolutions, but I just unfortunately don't see it becoming a thing anymore. Because it's basically like, oh, well, my favorite Pokemon doesn't have a mega evolution. Well, they're like, well, now everybody gets one. Here you go. But you can't have all of them. No, but I love seeing all of the fan-made megas. A lot of them are really cool, and some people even go as far as to make the stat blocks for them. Yeah, no, I get where they're coming from, but at the same time, like, from a design point of view, like, mega evolutions were really cool. But they try something new in every game, so now everyone's favorite Pokemon can be Godzilla. True, though. Right, that's gonna be 800 XP. We're getting to level 17. Magical Leaf. 420 Blaze it. Where's Psychic Fairy? We'll get rid of Double Team. Again, we're not building a competitive team with these Pokemon or anything. This is simply to catch every possible obtainable Pokemon, so it doesn't have to be a perfect team. I am going to teleport and restore our moves. Can't use that here, so just kidding. We're not going to teleport. We'll take the long way. Our moves are running low. There's no point in wasting items when the Pokemon Center is right here. So it's not the first one, it's the second one. We'll get healed up. We didn't really get hit too hard, but we are running low on our moves. Okay, let's take a look at everybody real quick. We have Wailord to surf, Aggron to fight. Combuskin, all 3 of them are at level 33 with 730 XP to go, so probably one more fight. And Ralts is at 17, so Ralts evolves into Curly at level 20. Combuskin evolves into Blaziken at level 36. They're about to hit level 34, so I think our goal for tonight is to focus on the Curlia, and we'll see where our Combuskins are when we get that, just so we don't go super long, because I do have to do some uploads for YouTube, and get ready for work in the morning, and then for the Breath of the Wild stream tomorrow. So got a couple more chores to do today. Takedown, buddy, you're gonna kill yourself. I guess because he's sturdy. That's cheese. All right, so not quite enough for the combustions. Definitely in the next fight, because they were what, 800 something away, and I got 798. So but yeah, tomorrow's Breath of the Wild. Wednesday we're off, and then Thursday is Pokemon. But Thursday is also Akon, so it might change up a little bit. Just keep an eye on Twitter for this week's schedule. Take down. Damaged by the recoil, which didn't really seem to do anything, but okay. We both missed each other. Let's just pretend that turn didn't happen. Alright, so Combustions are going to level up to 34. We just run around and keep grinding it out. We are at the end of Hoenn here, just focusing on the last few Pokemon that cannot be caught in the wild. They can only be obtained through evolution. So we are gonna kind of grinding through that right now. All right, so Loudred, we just Iron Head. And normally when we get towards the end, I'll just run through the Elite Four again. I'm Friend Safari shiny hunting for Lampet. Very nice. Yeah, that's something I'm really excited to get into, is starting to shiny hunt more. Right now, my goal is focusing on the non-shinies for Sword and Shield. Basically, get everything before Sword and Shield comes out, so that we can just play Gen 8 and shiny hunt through all the other games. We've completed Kanto and we've completed Johto as far as non-shinies, which means we can get into Let's Go and focus on shiny hunting in there, which is going to be really fun. We're going to shiny hunt the entire Generation 1. Just complete overkill. Alright, nobody gets a level there. Let's take a look at everybody. We're 2 levels away from Blaziken, with 2552 to go and 850 for level 19. Jeez, that's tough, right? Gonna be work, but if we put in the work, we can do it. We've added 10 Pokemon today already. That giant number isn't all the non-shinies. That's absolutely everything, so. And we'll just heavy slam again. 10 Pokemon so far. Nice. It's not too bad. I believe in you. Thank you. Somebody's got to. It's a ridiculous challenge. You know, honestly, the goal is to get all of the non-shinies before Sword and Shield. If we can get like super close and be in like Sun and Moon when it drops, it's not going to absolutely hurt my feelings. But the goal is to do it before then. So, you know, I'll be a little upset if it doesn't happen. It's not going to be the end of the world. But I would be ridiculously proud if we could do it. So that is the goal. You can do it. Thank you. Yeah, we're pretty close to finishing up Gen 3 already. Gen 4 should be pretty straightforward. It's one of the smaller generations. And then Gen 5, I'm actually really looking forward to Gen 5. It's the only mainline game I've missed. I've never played Black and White. And only Gen 5 Pokemon show up until you beat the Elite Four. So that's going to be amazing for what we're doing. We're not going to be distracted and trying to run away from everything. We'll just be finding Gen 5 Pokemon, so. And I thought that was a really cool idea. I would love to see that come back. You have to play through the game with only new Pokemon. Heal Pulse. Let's just get rid of Teleport since it's not letting us use it. That's the only reason I learned Teleport. Okay, so Kirlia's at level 19. And the Combustions are at level 34. Very close to being level 35. We'll get the Kirlia first, and then we'll be at 35. So. Then we'll put the Kirlia up. We'll get our Blazikins, because we're very close. I thought we were going to be a lot further than that, so. We'll get the Blazikins. We'll get those 4 Pokemon, and then we'll be done for the night. So, our Blaziken and its gender variants, and then our Kirlia. We're not going to keep leveling up the Kirlia because we did catch another one. It's going to be Gardevoir. Heavy Slam. It's got better stats, so. That's the only reason. Normally I'm not too particular, but it is a good competitive Pokemon, so. It's not like maxed IV or anything like that, but it is pretty good stats for a wild encounter, so. We're going to use her. Hariyama. Which we're just going to Earthquake on. I think he barely hangs on, though. Yeah. Belly Drum's not going to work. Iron Head. So we're going to get our Kirlia before we'll get to level 35. And then we'll drop off the Kirlia, probably grab something else just to get started. There we go. Level 20. So we're going to get our Kirlia here. What else is evolving? Nani? Right, I guess we can update everything here. Curly hunting. And our latest capture is now a Kirlia. And our OCD Dex gets to go up to 489. So close. And then we'll get out of here. We'll put him in the box. Grab something else. Drop down 2. Get over here. We'll go ahead and restore our moves. That's one thing I like about having Aggron. He's not really getting hit that hard unless Hariyama gets a Seismic Toss on him. But while we're here, we'll refill the moves for free. Don't waste any items. And let's get in the box. Gonna organize. So let's see. We've added 11 Pokemon so far. What do we want next? Let's get Electrike in there. Electrike evolves at 23, 26. I'm just gonna whisper you my friend code because I gotta go. If you could do the same, it'll be a big help. Thanks, man. Good luck with your adventure. Thank you very much. Thank you for the support, and I will definitely respond to that once we are done tonight. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. All right, so let's get out of here. And we've got, let's see. $35 XP to the next level. All right, we're gonna add Manectric to the screen, although we do not have. Well, that was a weird way to say it. I'm gonna add him to the screen, but we're not gonna be getting him today. We're gonna be getting our Blazikins, and then we'll be wrapping up for the night. So we're one level away. We're going to get them. That would be quite the cliffhanger to leave you guys on. Be like, oh yeah, they're level 5, 35. Okay, bye guys. We'll see you later. That's not cool. Plus it clears 3 more slots up for us, so. Let's go ahead and get this final stretch going here. Manectric, Electrike evolves into Manectric at 26. So we'll see how far we can get him. But our focus is to get our Blazikins to end the night with. So let's Earthquake. He hangs on barely. I need to start Mega Evolving so that we can one-shot him. Smelling Salts does next to nothing, so that's fine. But it would save us a move. Alright, so this right here is going to get us to level 35 because they were ridiculously close. Which leaves all 3 of them 1 level away from evolving into Blaziken, which will get us our gender variants. So let's see how much XP we need, and let's get a countdown going. $31, $33, okay. We're getting 600 to 800 per fight. So probably 6 fights to be realistic. We're gonna Rock Slide. And Aggron will be leveling up too, so that'll be good. Unfortunately, the main party that I had in this game is gonna stay behind because we did come into a completed game to run through and catch everything. And then breed for starters and all that. Just to save a little bit of time. So the soft resetted shiny Sceptile will be, I'll keep him for sure, but he's not going to count for the OCD Dex challenge, which pains me to say. So let's just heavy slam that. That's 700 something, right? And we had 3,100. So that should put us at 24. We'll say 25. We'll aim high. Just spam the heavy slam. That's fun to say. Okay, so we said 2,500. It's gonna be 666. It's gonna put us at 1,900. Wants to learn Spark. We will definitely learn Spark. We'll get rid of Leer. Okay, so we have about 2,500 XP to go. Once we get really close, then we'll check our math. No, we said 1,900 because we just got 600. See, I would have been so wrong. All right, Rock Slide. Get rid of the Golbat. So we're gonna add 3 more Pokemon with our Blaziken gender variants, and our living Blaziken before we wrap up tonight. So I didn't look at how much XP that was, so that sucks. Okay, let's take a look. 1580. Okay. Should be pretty close to the same for all of them. I think it is the same for all of them. Stats don't affect XP. Takes the same amount of XP for the same Pokemon no matter what. So, and they were babies. We hatched them, so we're at 1580. And that's 840. So it's 710. So depending on what we fight next, we'll get our Blazikens. Sableye. Which I think is enough. We'll find out. Get that heavy slam. We need 710 if my math is right. We're getting 760. This should do it. It doesn't. I think it was 810. I can't math. If it was 810, that means we have 50 XP to go. 780. What? I cannot math at all, apparently, or I missed something somewhere. Just kidding. We're still close. It's okay. Hey, look, Sableye. You added a fight that never happened at one point. Sounds like something I would do. 760. Or they're getting shared XP. That means they're not getting the same XP. Right? Because if they got 760, they'd be 20 away. They're 400 away. Yeah. It's XP share. That's why. They don't get the same XP that Aggron does. It's probably a combination of both, to be fair. Or that. That makes more sense. So it was 3 something. So it's 2 more fights. Because they were at 480. I know I've been 20 away. So they're at 400 now. Which means they're going to be like 200 or 100. Let's check. Let's learn how this math works. They were 400 away. Now they're 20 away. So that means they got 380. So I'm not sure on the percentages or how that works. We're going to go back to the entrance because whatever we fight will get us there. That way we're close enough to deposit them. So 50% of the XP? Probably. Anything. There we go. I think it's 50% of what he gets, yeah. Sounds right. So it's probably got sturdy. So we're just gonna Iron Head. Oh, doesn't have sturdy. One shot. Let's go. Here we go, guys. Combuskin levels up. Does it want to learn Focus Energy? It does not want to learn Focus Energy. I'm keeping those old moves. Yes. Combuskin grew to level 36. No. Does not want to learn Focus Energy. Does not want to Focus Energy. No, you don't need to learn Odor Sleuth either. Not a bad move. Just don't want it on you. Alright, so now the evolution begins. So our currently hunting screen, we can turn this off now. And our latest capture is going to be a Blaziken while all this goes down. Blaze kick, that we will learn. It does 85 damage. We'll replace flame burst. There we go. Learn Blaze Kick. Blaze a kick. It's almost like it's part of its name. What? Combustion's evolving? Just say no. I'm kidding. I thought I did it for a second. I scared myself. Blaziken. Quick, hit the B button. No, we just did all that grinding. I'm not undoing it. It'd be hilarious, but I'm not going to do it. All right, and one more to go. Combustion's evolving. All right, so we'll go back to the boxes. We'll put everything where it needs to go, and that will wrap up tonight's OCD Deck stream. We added 14 Pokemon to the count tonight. Yes, we want to learn Blaze Kick. We get rid of Flame Burst. 14, yes, cool. Pokemon can't evolve once you cancel the Evo, yeah. No, they can still evolve, it's just, it takes another level to do it. So I'd have to level up again. And then basically, unless they're holding an Everstone, every time they would level up, I would have to hit cancel if I didn't want them to evolve. So it's not like a permanent skip. It would just be another level we'd have to grind out. Okay, so we got our Living Dex Blaziken. And then our Gender Variant Blaziken. We get 14 Pokemon to the count. And we'll figure out who we're evolving next time. Because I am going to work on evolutions off screen. Because like I said, tomorrow's stream is Breath of the Wild, and then this week we have Akon, so this week's going to be a little weird. So, save the game, I'm going to do it again, just to be safe. What problem? Okay, so the game is saved. We had 14 Pokemon to the counts. We're up to 492. We are just shy of 500 Pokemon. I am going to work on grinding out evolutions, not quite evolving them, getting like a level or two away, so that it's going to save a little bit of time in the long run. And then we'll pump out the next batch of evolutions in our next Pokemon stream. So, yeah, that wraps up tonight's stream. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you for all the love and support. Thank you for the new follows to SubFM and to Skez1994. Thank you for the support from everybody tonight. I hope you guys like the new layout. Tonight was the first night of the new layout. New camera angle, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I think that's my rambling for the night. Tomorrow is going to be Breath of the Wild about 3 o'clock. So keep an eye out for that. If you're not following me on Twitter, please do so, because that's where I post all my updates, all my live notifications. I do have Facebook and Instagram as well. I will post to my story on Instagram before I go live, and Facebook I'll do a post in the group page. Working on putting a Discord together for the channel. It's not quite live yet, so just keep an eye out for that. And I think that is all the news and the updates for right now. Get ready for a new game starting tomorrow. So until next time, I'm Aedifex, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.